As a manager at Duke Energy, you play an important role in your employees' careers, and feedback gives you the opportunity to help employees move closer to their goals, develop their career, and receive help when they need it. In this video, we will spend a few minutes teaching you about Duke Energy's year-end conversations, how you can prepare for them, and your responsibilities as a manager. Planning for these conversations is important and will help to make the most of the discussion, so you'll want to set the stage. Think of the meeting as an opportunity to talk through the impact the employee had this year and develop an action plan to improve their performance. In order to have effective performance conversations, make feedback an ongoing process. Communicate with your team throughout the year, either in one-on-one meetings or in more casual conversations. That way, you can address performance issues as they arise and recognize accomplishments right when they happen. You'll keep things running smoothly, and your team will see that you're invested in their success. And when it's time for year-end conversations, they won't find your feedback surprising. To prepare for the year-end conversation, there are a few things the employee and you will need to do. For the employee, you'll want to remind them of the year-end performance process. Ask for names of customers and coworkers who they've worked with so you can get their feedback on your employee's performance. Also, have the employee self-assess how they contributed to each goal on their performance plan. Make sure they know how to do this in Talent Manager. Collect feedback from the customers and coworkers who have worked with the employee and gather data on metrics related to the employee's goals. Then, document their performance in Talent Manager with preliminary ratings for their goals and competencies. Before the year-end performance discussions can happen with employees, ratings should be calibrated throughout your business unit. Once you have final approval from your leadership, you're ready to have the year-end conversation with the employee. The year-end conversation should be straightforward and based on the previously agreed upon expectations. This is your opportunity to discuss how the employee made a difference this year, so it's important to balance positive and constructive feedback, no matter who you're working with. All employees should understand their value and know how they can grow. When talking through your employees' contributions, you'll need to consider the impact of their contribution and whether it met the objective. Where possible, use data and specific examples to support your assessment. Additionally, the conversation should point toward the future. What should the employee consider doing differently in the future to be even more successful? Take the time to talk about what especially went well by highlighting the employee's most significant contributions. Discuss how his or her skills could benefit both themselves and the company going forward. Likewise, it's just as important to discuss areas in which the employee may want to improve going forward and how to ensure this happens. What are the development needs required to help them grow? Share ideas on how the employee can improve performance within the context of the priorities for the upcoming year. Throughout your conversation, even if you have a lot to say, it's critical to listen. You'll learn how you can help your team members meet their goals. If they know you're listening, your team will feel more comfortable asking for help when they need it. Consider asking the employee, is there anything you would have done differently with respect to a specific goal? At the end of the meeting, you'll need to share the performance rating with the employee. The rating should align with the dialogue you had with the employee up to this point. You and the employee should have already discussed specific examples or data that support the rating. Give the employee some time to share their perspective of the rating. Remember, this is where being an active listener is key. If the employee disagrees with the rating, it will be important to find common ground and a path for moving forward so the employee understands what is needed to be more successful in the future. Good feedback will show your employees how they can grow, and an action plan will get them started. So before you end your conversation, go over next steps and have your employee commit to a plan. Also, thank the employee for the contributions they made to the company during this performance cycle. After the conversation, be sure to check in after a few weeks, and don't forget to keep giving feedback throughout the year. Remember, ongoing feedback is the key to keeping your team moving forward. If you still have questions or want to know more about performance management at Duke Energy, use the resources you see here.